Hey, welcome back. It's your man Wise, and today we're checking out a video from our guy Benny over at the Benny Show. Oh my goodness. There is a brother on the Piers Morgan Show that goes off on presidential candidate Cornel West. Now, we use that term loosely when it comes to Cornel West because we know he really doesn't have a chance. But we got to check this out, man. He gets destroyed. Oh my goodness, I'm 100% here for it. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Drop me a comment down below. Let's get into the video.
What's up, guys? Boy Benny. There's an entire psychological operation to try and demoralize you right now, trying to stop you from thinking that you live in a free country anymore or that there's any hope. But you have to take a step back and actually look at the freedom movement writ large. And instead of like viewing it through Republican and Democrat lenses, look at it through the freedom movement, right? Look at it through the policies that people actually want. And if you go and you ask people about the policies that they want to put America first. Everybody who lives here and pays taxes says, yeah, I want America first. I don't want foreign wars. I want to have this nation spend its treasure on us. I want jobs to be brought here. I want to live freely here and be allowed to just kind of like live my life, and I don't harm anybody else, and therefore I can just live my life. And that's like 90% of the country agrees with that.
He's absolutely right. 90% of the country agrees with exactly what he just said. We want to take care of our veterans. We want to take care of our own homeless. We want to take care of our own senior citizens. First, we want our borders closed. We want school choice. We want our children to get a quality education at the school that we deem best for them. That's what we want. We don't want foreign wars. We don't want to supply other countries with bukus worth bukus of money, to support things that don't necessarily relate to us. That's what 90% of Americans want.
90% of the country. So it's wonderful to see that coalition growing, and it's growing at a quick clip, right? Consider the people in that coalition. Joe Rogan would absolutely be part of that coalition of people. Okay, take the labels out of it. Joe Rogan, Elon Musk would absolutely be part of that. I think an enormous amount of the tech leaders in the country, enormous amount of the business leaders in the country, people with deep pockets, and a lot of the honest politicians that are left out there would also be part of that. This is the movement that Donald Trump represents. You don't have to agree with Donald Trump 100% of the time or like him as a person to sort of like understand that vibe. That freedom movement is the most powerful movement in American history. And there are so many people on the side of that movement. And so it is encouraging. I like noting it.
Absolutely. Policy over party. Point blank, period.
One of the people who's shocked me, little old me, who covers this stuff pretty closely day to day, is this model named Amber Rose, who's one of the most famous and most followed Instagram models and rappers in the world, who's like come out big time for Trump. And she posted, ladies and gentlemen, with this guy who wasn't particularly familiar with, this guy named Xavier. And they were out and hanging out and, I don't know, at brunch or something like that. And they're like posting pro-Trump messaging and uniting, and Xavier himself is Uncle Tom's favorite nephew. Okay, oh, PragerU personality, and somebody who lives in LA. And Xavier sort of came into our feed through this PragerU tweet that's gone pretty viral. I've been black for 27 years, and I have never been inferior to a white person. Talking to race hustler Cornel West on the Piers Morgan Show. So we looked that up. And it was quite a spicy take, man. Piers Morgan furious after racist claim on live TV by Cornel West, who's running for president right now. Again, a race grifter, lashing out because that's the grift. The grift is you have to stoke race hatred in America. If there's no race hatred in America, you don't have a job.
Facts. And as an FYI, Cornel West lives in a predominantly white neighborhood, if you guys didn't know. As much as he wants to stoke, racial division, he's made a comfortable living pushing that type of rhetoric. He lives in a neighborhood full of white people. I don't see anything wrong with that, if that's your choice. But don't be out here talking about how the white man is keeping you down and they're your neighbors. It's so disingenuous. But race hustling is a billion-dollar industry. It is.
So if people just like live happily and like don't hate each other, then these people are out of business.
Yep.
Entire industry is built on that. And so that's important to understand. Again, it's why the freedom movement is ascendant. So this is the clip that everybody's talking about. I think Xavier presented himself really, really well here. You should go give this guy a follow like I just did. And yeah, things get spicy.
When they went and they attacked that Jewish girl who went to the hospital that night, and then things began to escalate.
You don't know what you're talking about. I mean, that's ridiculous. That's like saying Nat Turner he was the cause of the whole issue of white supremacy because he's responding to white supremacy. That's ridiculous. And you know it's ridiculous.
Why are we still talking about white supremacy in 2024? Why are we still talking about that hundreds of years later? What do white people do that black people can't? How is white supremacy even still on the forefront of your mind? You're stuck in the past. You're stuck in these dated issues. And that's where the problem really starts for you.
Now you're really revealing your ignorance, brother. You don't think white supremacy has anything to do with what's going on in Gaza at all?
How am I ignorant?
Is that right?
I've been black for 27 years, and I have never been inferior to a white person. What is the white supremacy that is affecting your life? I would like to hear it.
Nobody in your family has ever been.
I would like to hear it. What can't I do that a white person can do?
Never been mistreated, right? You one of the few black people never been mistreated. Okay, all right. I see.
Saying that I've never been mistreated. Every demographic has been mistreated. White people get mistreated all the time. Every demographic is getting mistreated. There is prejudice from every single demographic. So I don't understand what you think that is so unique to black people for.
All right,
brother.
You know what? I've got to bring this debate to an end. It was supposed to be specifically about the protests. I'm sorry that it got so heated and personally abusive. I would like to make it clear.
It wasn't your fault, Piers.
I would like to make it clear to Cornell and to Cenk, I'm not a racist, and I genuinely care about the safety of Jewish students at that university. That's it. And that doesn't mean I don't care about what's happening in Gaza or the journalists there or the universities there or any of those things, because actually I do. And I've expressed my concern about that many times.
Let's see it in your reporting.
Well, if you bother to watch it, Cornell, you would know. If you bother to watch it, you would know.
Over and over and over again, brother. Yeah. That's why I come on your show.
Then you would not call me a racist. Yeah, well, I'm sorry. You don't have a right to call me a racist without evidence, and you didn't have any.
Oh, please, brother. When the evidence is overwhelming, you can't even say the IDF is involved in terrorists and Palestinians, but Hamas terrorizes all the time. Palestinian lives don't mean the same as Israeli lives for you. Yeah, admit it.
They do.
Wrestle with that in the midnight hour.
They do.
Wrestle with that.
How is it terrorism when you're at war?
Like I said to you,
I don't think you understand the definition of terrorism.
I value every life. I value every life as equally important, even yours, Cornell.
How would white supremacy benefit? I want you to tell me that. I'm the blackest person in LA County.
I've got to leave it there. Look, I value all of your lives. I value coming on the program. I'm sorry things got so personal, but we move on and we'll continue debating it. I believe that out of all the debate, hopefully, we will get some solutions and we'll get to a better place. So thank you for joining me.
The clips continue, and so does the battering argument. And you can see Piers sort of lose control of his show here. Love Piers Morgan, but boy, you put the right chemicals together in a bottle, and the bottle breaks, and here it is.
This debate has got very unpleasant for reasons that are slightly lost on me, given what the debate was supposed to. Cornell, let Javier speak, okay? Javier, you were there.
Javier's been very patient.
Javier, you were there last night, and it's been pictured by Cenk as it was simply a bunch of very violent pro-Israel protesters attacking completely innocent pro-Palestinian protesters. What was your experience there? What did you see?
I mean, that's not what happened there, and it's not what's happened at any of these universities. I don't know why he's trying to portray it as if the pro-Palestinians are there peacefully. I also have a video on my Twitter of a pro-Palestinian chasing after a Jewish man trying to tase him because she didn't like what was on his sign. I also saw a man go and spit on a woman's dog simply because she was on the Zionist side. So, no, it's not this situation where you have the pro-Palestinians who are just sitting there in their encampment and not doing anything. These people have continuously been violent, and I mean, even just looking over at what happened in Colombia. You're not busting into windows and breaking into buildings if you're there to be peaceful and to be protesting peacefully. That's not the case. So you are disingenuous, Sank, if you're going to sit here and pretend that the pro-Palestinians are just being innocent. I don't understand how you could even see it in that way.
Brother,
Are you going to sit here? There's videos online. Are you going to sit here and lie to everyone and say that the pro-Israel side didn't attack?
On them, please.
Well, you both spoke over each other, so we didn't hear what either person said.
Okay, all right. Let me just ask Javier, who's obviously lying about this. There's videos online of the pro-Israel side clearly attacking the pro-Palestinian side with sticks and fireworks and pepper spray. Are you going to sit here and lie on television and say to everyone that that didn't happen? Because go ahead, you lose all credibility. Go ahead, liar.
They were fighting back. They were fighting back, and don't call me a liar. I'm not here to sit here and name call and be childish like you at your big age. But
you just called them
the pro-Palestinian side. There was a woman who was put in the hospital because she was hit in the head.
Innocent all of a sudden. Yeah, you just.
They were being dirty. You don't sit there and poop in a gender-neutral bucket and sit there and act like you're not dirty. I call it the health department. It is filthy. The way that they're behaving is filthy. I don't hate Muslims, but I do hate Muslim extremism. I have a lot of fundamental issues with the Muslim extremism that's going on in the world. If the only way that you can get your point across is going and raping and beheading people, then you're probably a terrorist and you're probably an extremist. I do have an issue with that. I do have an issue with the fact that you show an ankle and you're killed in some of these nations. Oh, no, I'm racist. I'm not racist. I don't have any issue with Muslims in general. I didn't say, did I not just say extremists? I just said extremists, but you chose to hear what you wanted to hear. It is filthy to put shit into a bucket. I wasn't even just talking about the Muslims. I was talking about in the encampment. The encampment is disgusting. They're all sitting there with unwashed behinds, protesting and screaming out for the bloodshed of Jews and Christians worldwide. So, yeah, I have a problem with that. I have a fundamental issue with that. Is that such a big deal?
But Javier,
nonsense, propaganda.
Do you believe
what did I lie about? Where was the lie? Where was the lie?
Who's paying you, Javier? Who's paying you, Javier?
The pro-Palestinian side started the aggression. They started the violence when they went and they attacked that Jewish girl who went to the hospital that night, and then things began to escalate.
You don't know what you're talking about. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are inspired by the current group of freedom fighters who are ascendant and who have massive followings and who have so much energy behind them. There's nobody on the left who has like any energy behind them. It's like nobody even publicly says they're a Joe Biden voter. They may vote for Joe Biden because they've been brainwashed. Nobody proudly says that. The Rock is saying he unendorses Joe Biden. He's embarrassed about it. Same with Cardi B. Like whatever, but also whatever. Like these are important things. These are important moments. Nobody did that with Obama, right?
The left is eating their own, and we're here for it. They're eating their own. And Benny's absolutely right. No one ever comes out and says that they are supporting Joe Biden. They'll say they hate Trump. They'll say they hate the right. They'll say they hate conservatives. They're bigots. They're racists and so forth and so on. But they never say they actually really love this current administration. And they really support the policies of this current administration. They never come out and do that. Shout out to Javier. I thought his name was Xavier, but maybe it is Javier. He didn't correct those people on there. We know Cornel West. We know what time it is. Race hustling is a multi-billion-dollar industry. There's a plethora of people eating off the tit of the race hustle. A plethora of people. If it wasn't for that, there's a lot of people that would be out of work right now. There's a lot of people on MSDNC, CNN would be out of work right now. Al Sharpton would be out of a job right now. They have to keep this race hustle going. And now they found another thing that they can latch on to. The Israeli, Palestine issue. They've latched on to the Palestinians. I don't know much about that conflict to really have a educated discussion on it, so I'm not really going to speak on it. But what I do know is that the left, they're eating their own. What I do know is that on these college campuses, you have all of these protests and things of that nature going on. I'm like, where are the tickets? Get you a ticket and take your butt over there and go help the Palestinians. If you really feel that strongly about these people, if you really feel that strongly about that side, take your butt over there and go grab a rifle and go get busy. These people are so disingenuous, man. They look for an issue to march on, and that's it. And wow, it's a mess. And shout out to Javier for standing on his square against both liberal idiots. And I say that as nicely as I can possibly say it. But hey, let me know what you guys think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Drop me a comment down below. I appreciate all the love and support. Keep God first in your life. Stay prayed up. And I'm going to catch up with you all next time. Peace.